All right, listen.
A couple of jokes. I know this is a morning show. You can't bring up all those crimes.
But do you like my mic?
No, I don't. I don't. Please.
Is that comfortable as this?
Some interviewers just don't know who they're dealing with until Bill Burr shuts them down. Whether it's a weird comment or a rude jab, he doesn't miss a beat. From awkward silences to unexpected clapbacks, these interviews prove you don't corner Burr without getting burned. Sarah Silverman. Bill Burr's appearance on Sarah Silverman's show featured a candid discussion about their working relationship and past disagreements. Early in the segment, Burr pointed to a moment where he felt Silverman interfered with his material, which she acknowledged.
We always fight. We fight often.
Because I go on stage and then you try to correct my jokes.
I don't try to correct
your
your
jokes.
jokes.
You're like, but
Sometimes...
what if you said if the woman did this because of this?
That was one time, and I admit I was being aggressive.
The interview opened with Silverman describing their dynamic using a mix of humor and candidness. Burr responded to the tone of the introduction directly.
I'm not related to my next guest, but we fight like siblings. Please welcome brilliant comedian who I love to pieces, but who makes me crazy, Bill Burr.
Thanks. I thought we got along great.
He followed up with a comment on how he interpreted Silverman's introduction.
Look at my posture right now. I'm as far over into this chair as I can possibly be. I just feel like I kind of came here to hang out and have a good time, and you just like that intro was just like, yeah. It was
I
just
thought you'd like that.
I hate this guy. He's a douchebag, but he came down here.
Silverman offered her perspective on how Burr reacts to her. She emphasized that her intention came from a place of care.
All right, I do like you, and I always feel like you're frustrated with me.
The conversation shifted toward Burr's perceived resistance to change. Burr responded by expressing concern about how he is characterized.
I feel like you resist that a little more, but ultimately you do change with the times.
I feel like with you, there's this person you want me to be. So you keep telling me that I'm this guy that I'm not.
Next up, we dive into an interview where the tension was just as real, only this time it came from a much more laid-back setting. H3 Podcast. During his appearance on the H3 Podcast, Bill Burr expressed discomfort when host Ethan Klein began asking about his personal life. Klein asked,
How many siblings do you have?
I don't know, dude. The internet's weird to give out all that information.
As Klein attempted to clarify, Burr said,
Talking about it. Is there any way you can cut this out? I'm honest, dude. Like,
Seriously?
Yeah, no, dude. There's lunatics out there.
The exchange highlighted Burr's preference to keep certain aspects of his life private and his hesitation to engage with that line of questioning. As the episode continued, Burr reacted to Klein's responses and mannerisms with comments that addressed the tone of the interview. At one point, Burr remarked,
I'm just going to let you sit.
I know you are. You don't have to save me.
You got to push through to the other side.
The conversation shifted when Klein brought up Burr's well-known viral performance in Philadelphia, a topic that has been discussed frequently in past interviews.
It was when you were getting booed by thousands of people
I was
in
hoping
Philly.
you were. I was like, when you said my favorite YouTube video, I was like, oh God, not the Philly thing again. And then you did the Sherry's Berries. I was like, I love this podcast. Now I hate you.
Burr's reactions reflected his familiarity with the topic and his desire to move beyond questions he had frequently addressed in the past. The event took place in 2006 during a set where Burr performed for a Philadelphia crowd that had been vocally critical of the previous acts. Rather than backing down, Burr delivered an improvised 12-minute response, sharply criticizing the city and its audience.
Rocky is your hero. The whole pride of your city is built around a guy who doesn't even exist.
He escalated his critique with broader remarks aimed directly at the crowd.
Oh, you people. You know what, you losers? I hope you all die, and I hope the Eagles never win the Super Bowl.
By the end of his set, the crowd, initially unreceptive, was responding with laughter, applause, and even cheers. Burr's performance turned a challenging situation into a significant and memorable moment in his career.
Listen, I'm out of time. You guys were here, man. Thank you very much. All of you go yourselves.
Good Day, New York, 2015. In 2015, Bill Burr appeared on Good Day New York to promote his animated series F is for Family. The interview began with the host labeling the show as potentially offensive, particularly to religious viewers. Burr immediately challenged the framing.
Thought maybe you went a little too far, you know.
As far as what?
Well, they thought that maybe you were being disrespectful to the Christian religion.
Who did?
I'm telling you, you need to Google.
Oh, good Lord.
The host followed up, asking whether Burr had intended to be offensive. Burr downplayed the concern, suggesting the reaction was disproportionate.
So did you feel you were being disrespectful, or just you were just having fun with some of the crucifixes and stuff like that?
I don't even know what I mean, we did maybe 2 jokes about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't you think the Catholic Church went a little too far? More so than my cartoon.
He continued by making a broader point about accountability.
All right, listen.
A couple of jokes. I know this is a morning show. You can't bring up all those crimes.
You know what? Technically,
they just sort of kept moving them around.
As the segment wrapped up, Burr offered a final observation about the audience reaction.
I want to meet those religious people that got upset. I want to quiz them on their religion.
Why did you bring it up?
It's a morning show. It's supposed to be an easy one.
Southside Steve. During an interview on Southside Steve TV on Rock 100.5, Bill Burr appeared alongside host Southside Steve in a segment that quickly became tense. The interview began with an awkward and vague introduction.
This is Southside Steve, and this is Southside Steve TV, and this is Bill Burr.
That's your question?
The lack of a clear question prompted Burr to challenge the direction of the interview immediately. The host then attempted to shift the segment toward an impromptu performance, but Burr declined.
And I'm going to do stand-up in front of 9 people in a radio station? No, I'm not doing that.
Burr made it clear that he wasn't comfortable performing in the informal studio environment. Another host stepped in to explain the microphone situation.
I was trying to explain to Bill how you put the mic, warn him that you're going to put the mic in his face without asking him a question. Be prepared for that. Apparently he didn't take me seriously.
This explanation was intended to clarify the confusion, but did little to change the tone of the interview. As the host continued holding the mic uncomfortably close, Burr reacted directly.
But do you like my mic?
No, I don't. I don't, please.
Burr expressed discomfort and asked to take control of the microphone. He then shifted into commentary on basic broadcasting etiquette and used the moment to take over the exchange.
Now, that's the number one thing you don't do. As I learned that in broadcasting school, you never give up the microphone. See, now I have the power. This Bob Barker thing.
He referenced broadcasting norms while turning the situation around with sarcasm. Finally, Burr commented on the show itself.
What is this, Rock 100.5? This is the worst interview I've ever done.
Your Mom's House Podcast. During his appearance on Your Mom's House Podcast, hosted by Tom Segura and Christina P., Bill Burr was asked questions that focused less on comedy and more on his emotional makeup. The conversation shifted when Christina commented on Burr's perceived emotional state, saying,
"Yeah, you're full of anger." Because you flog yourself for being vulnerable.
Burr immediately responded to the statement, questioning the basis for such analysis. He said,
"Would you stop it like you have some sort of psychology degree?"
The discussion continued as Burr further responded to Christina's reasoning, which included her reference to her own time in therapy. He replied,
10 years in therapy.
So what? I've watched football for 40 years. I shouldn't be somebody's coach.
Burr noted that having personal experience doesn't automatically make someone qualified to judge others, even if the topic is familiar. He consistently questioned why he was being emotionally labeled. Charlemagne the God. During an interview on The Breakfast Club, Bill Burr was telling a story about his wife. He was explaining how strong her presence was and compared it to a rare kind of energy he had only seen a couple of times before.
Love at first sight, basically.
Yeah, like I've only met 2 people that had like a vibe like her in my life. And the first one was a dude. He was just so that wasn't happening. Wasn't he tight? No, he was like just walked in the room, and you just knew the person was coming in the room.
While Burr was speaking, Charlemagne the God interrupted him to ask for clarification.
She has that vibe, right? So
hold on, you got to clear that up. I want to be clear about that. You didn't date the guy, nothing.
No.
I just want to make sure.
Burr responded by calling out what he saw as a habit of making jokes about masculinity, using sarcasm to make his point.
Why are black people like all this homophobia? You always got to check. Like, what are you doing with your manicured eyebrows? Like, I'm going to sit here and act like you're all good over there.
This moment became a back and forth about stereotypes and how people judge each other based on looks. During an interview with an unnamed female reporter, Bill Burr was asked to weigh in on the long-standing debate surrounding gender in comedy. The reporter asked,
"Can women be funny?"
Yeah, of course.
The conversation continued with the reporter noting that some people, particularly online, struggled to accept that answer. This led Burr to expand on the topic, speaking about the challenges comedians face regardless of gender and emphasizing the importance of creating one's own opportunities rather than waiting for validation from others. Burr's comments were part of a larger discussion on merit and recognition in the comedy world, shaped by his perspective on how consistent success on stage ultimately drives respect. Bill Maher. During an episode of the Club Random podcast, Bill Maher talked about student protests on college campuses related to the conflict in the Middle East. He said the students were supporting extremist groups, but Bill Burr disagreed. Burr responded by saying,
"I'm on the side of the kids." Yeah, that's easy to say. You know, no one wants to see kids dead. This is a war.
I'm on the side of the kids. No one wants to see kids dead. This is a war. The two had different views on what the protests meant, showing how complex the situation was and how people can see the same event in very different ways. As the talk went on, Maher defended Israel's military actions. Speaking from a national security point of view, Burr questioned how Maher was talking about the issue and said,
"Like a country."
Stop talking like you're a general. Why am I listening to you like you've done something? What have you done in Washington? Nothing.
Burr's reply shifted the focus to who gets to speak with authority on serious issues. His comments suggested that these kinds of topics need more careful, thoughtful discussion, not just strong opinions. Colin Cowherd. During an appearance on The Herd with Colin Cowherd, Bill Burr was asked about his opinions on the Boston Celtics, but the conversation quickly turned tense when Cowherd referenced a view Burr hadn't expressed. Cowherd said,
"I heard you have a terrible theory, and I want you to say this. So your theory on Boston is, let's just wait till LeBron's old. You don't want to be aggressive and get players."
Burr immediately corrected him, saying,
I didn't say that.
What did you say?
You got misinformation.
What did you say?
Burr took issue with being misquoted on air and challenged Cowherd for not checking the facts before presenting the claim. The interview also included comments about the studio setup, with Burr pointing out the size of Cowherd's desk.
I just see all of your insecurities. Your giant desk. Why is it so big? It's so big, it's so high.
He said Burr joked about the physical arrangement of the set, drawing attention to the power dynamic suggested by the layout. As the conversation wrapped up, Burr lightened the moment by saying,
I'm just here to promote a cartoon. I'm a dancing monkey today.
His remarks touched on the contrast between light-hearted promotional appearances and deeper, sometimes contentious debates that can emerge in interviews. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button.